All right, we are back. We are
Sorry about
back.
the delay.
Yes, yes, we
Jason
are.
screwed up again and hit the wrong button, but hey,
I
you
never
get
do
what you
that.
pay for here.
Yes, yes,
So anyway, I hope you missed me. I think Ryan filled in last week.
yes.
I was, believe it or not, I was out fishing. And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
We were out in the Gulf catching some fish, me and my buddy Mark. And I said I passed the baton to Ryan for the week. But anyway, welcome to another
very
edition
cool.
of Live Feed Read. I'm Paul Reed, your host. And this is the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford, appearing live from Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes.
All right, so I just forgot what I was going to say, but either
Well,
way,
you were talking before we got started. You were talking about this crazy case that you had and rolling through some stuff that I thought was very. It's going to be very difficult to understand. So, I mean,
oh,
I
the broke car.
yes, yes. And
Uh,
we were trying to decide broke or broken, so we went with broken. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me recap. In Florida, we have it's called the Florida No Fault Law. Everyone's heard of it. It's a terrible acronym because fault matters. So just forget the Florida No Fault Law and call it the Florida Regardless of Fault Law. Because what it means is, regardless of fault, who's at fault for a crash, your insurance company pays up to $10,000 in medical bills and lost wages. And I literally had this conversation with a lady today, comes in, and her son was on a bicycle and he was hit crossing the street in a crosswalk, and basically I had to let her know that she needs to call Geico, her insurance company, and
Hmm.
report a claim. And she was
Okay.
like, and I said, well, because under Florida's no fault statute, which should be better named the Florida regardless of fault, even though your car had nothing to do with this, and it was your son was on a bicycle, under Florida law, that your PIP, personal injury protection insurance, is primary. Well, people don't like that. They don't like
Wait,
that at
wait, wait,
all
wait.
because,
It's
well, if I,
primary.
huh?
What does it mean it's primary?
He went by ambulance,
Hmm.
went to the hospital, and then had a follow up with the doctor.
Hmm.
Now she has, I think Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but it doesn't matter. Humana, United, Medicare,
Yeah.
Medicaid, they're going to be secondary payers because remember, no insurance company wants to pay.
Right. Okay. Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your health insurance is going to say, wait a minute, this was basically an incident, an accident that's covered under Florida's no fault statute.
So
If you're a
where's your
pedestrian
insurance for
on a
that?
bicycle and so forth, the automobile coverage is primary. So when the
Okay.
ambulance company submits their bill to Blue Cross and Blue Shield, they're going to say denied because, let's say it's $1,000 ambulance ride, $800, 80% is paid by Geico. Would you think
Okay.
that Blue Cross and Blue Shield is going to pay that when they don't have to?
Nah.
Right. You think
No.
Brandon, here's the deal. I'll give you another example. Brandon Regional, they're very aggressive when it comes to these types of cases because
Mm.
let's say you have Medicare or Medicaid, let's say Medicaid, um, and you go to the hospital and it's a $50,000 bill. Medicaid literally might pay $1,000, might pay 2,500. Well, Brandon Regional knows. Well, wait a minute. On this big bill, I can get $10,000 from the car insurance. So they're aggressive. They'll
Mm.
track it down without you even, telling them, much information. So
Okay.
either way, I had to explain to her, you need to call your insurance company and report it because that's who's going to pay the first $10,000. Then after that's exhausted, your health insurance kicks in. And without getting into that, because it can get confusing for the layperson, not for us who does this, but that's how it works.
Right. Yeah. 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 Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
and the way it works is simply, if you own a car, regardless of whether your car's involved, if I'm in Jason's car, I'm a pedestrian, I'm on a bicycle, uh, even though my car's not involved, number one, my car is responsible. People don't
Hmm.
understand that, but that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't own a car, okay? Then the question is, do you live with the next step, say A, B, and finally C? B is,
Mm-hmm.
do you live with a resident relative by blood or marriage? Do I live with my brother, mother, cousin, sister, and so forth? And here's what gets really tricky. In-laws count. So you live with your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, whomever. What do you think is going to
Mm.
happen? You say, hey, look, I was in a crash. I was in Jason's car and he
Mm.
crashed. And of course, I don't own a car, but I live with you guys.
Mm.
I got to report this to your insurance company. Oh, that doesn't go over well.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It doesn't
So,
go over well when you have adult children still living at home that
yeah.
don't own a car for whatever reason. Oh, mom,
Mm.
dad, by the way, yeah, I know. Friday night, we got in a crash in Ybor City. And, I was hurt and I went to ambulance in the hospital and this, that, and that. Oh, and by the way, I need your insurance information because that's who's going to be responsible for those bills. I can tell you, it doesn't go over well. And everyone,
Yeah.
rightfully or wrongfully so, says, well, that's going to make my insurance rates go up. I'm not giving it to you. Uh, Now, here's the kicker, and this is in the ivory tower theory, not the real world. The statute says your insurance is not allowed to go up for making a PIP claim. Well, they'll just find some other reason, you know it and I know it, if they're
Right. Right.
going to
Right.
increase your rates. Now, it's a very competitive market. They don't always increase your rates just because you make a claim.
Yeah.
But am I going to sit here and tell you they're not gonna? Of course not.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So
so
number one, hold on. Number one, do you own a car? Number two, do you live with a relative by blood or marriage? And three, let's say you don't own a car and you live by yourself. It's the car you're riding in as a passenger or driving, you would get that insurance. Or if you're a pedestrian, it's the car that whacks you.
okay.
All right, so it's really simple. Do you own a car? End of story. All right, you don't own a car. Do you live with somebody, not your girlfriend, but somebody else, a relative by blood or marriage? Then it's theirs. And three, then it's the car you're in, or if you're a pedestrian or a bicycle, the person that hits you.
Okay. So when it
Oh,
comes to, that specific situation where I've been injured and my car is broken and it has been in the driveway for months and you let the insurance lap and you're the anchor point. I guess the way I'm trying to conceptualize it is, well, my car and my insurance wasn't involved, but the way that I am able to get that insurance is because the vehicle that I have. And so that's my anchor into even having that insurance available to cover that. Even though that wasn't involved, that's kind of what anchors
yeah,
me into having that insurance.
your car involved, to be honest, has little to do with the Florida no fault statute. Certainly, if
But
it is involved and you're driving it and you have insurance, those are easy.
but
You
you
know,
can't get that insurance without a vehicle.
no,
T-
sure can. Again, I don't
okay.
own a car. First one, I don't own a car. Then number two, do I live with a relative by blood or marriage?
All right. Okay.
And if
Yeah.
let's say you and I are cousins. Okay,
Right.
you and I are cousins. I don't own a car for whatever reason, and I live with
Yeah.
you, Crystal, up in Tallahassee.
Yes.
And I come to Tampa, and I'm riding around in my friend's car, and we get whacked.
Mm-hmm.
I use your insurance.
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I come home and say, Jason, man, I was in a crash. Oh, by the way, I need your insurance. Ah,
Mm.
I don't.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but I personally wouldn't have insurance. And in
Sure,
order
do
to
you own
get
a car?
no, I mean, and that's well, yeah, and or you in that scenario wouldn't have insurance,
Sure, I
right?
would. I have
I would.
yours. I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
yours.
but I would, and so because I
No,
would be
I
your
would.
anchor.
I would have I would use your insurance.
Yes, you could use it, but you wouldn't technically be in possession of it. Like you wouldn't
No
have
one's
it.
in possession of insurance. It's a
Okay,
piece of paper. Bottom
okay,
line is,
okay,
I would
okay,
I
valid.
would I would make a claim for my medical bills and any lost wages under my cousin your insurance.
Yeah, I'm
Period.
trying to just wrap my head around this in a way for the layman that makes sense
That's how there is
because
no way to wrap your head around it. People don't like it. They hear me. They hear
yeah,
me, but they
yeah,
don't want to hear me.
Bro, it doesn't, because it doesn't make, like, it feels wrong. Right?
Correct, Mundo. Oh, dude, I have had many, many times where the parents, the kid moves in, for whatever reason, and he's living there. He doesn't own a car for whatever reason. He
Yeah.
gets whacked, and he said, I said, well, I need you to get your mom or dad's insurance. No. What do you mean? No, I'm not going to ask them. Well, I try to explain how it works.
Hmm.
Dude, no, they'll kick. How about this? They'll kick me out of the house.
Oh, man.
I've had that one. All right, well, that's just how it works.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
I'm
That's
not
how it
saying it's
works.
right. I am
Okay.
telling you, it creates
Yes, I understand.
family discontent
I understand.
oftentimes. But
Mm.
let's move on.
Yeah, no,
So
you've
so
explained it in a way I understand it now,
yeah, so
so.
it is what it is. Either if
Yeah,
it's
it
your
just,
okay.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, oftentimes the car of the insured has nothing to do with using that policy.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so
Wow.
move on a different topic, sort of.
Okay.
So just think of personal injury protections as health insurance through your car.
Okay. Okay.
That's really what
But
it
that
is.
someone else could use. Yeah, yeah.
It's well, that yes, that someone else can use. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I have United Healthcare, and you get to use it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so here, but let's just say you own a
Yeah.
car. Like
Uh-huh.
Jason's up in Tallahassee, and he owns a car. He and Crystal probably Jason would be more of a bus because they
Yeah.
have 400 kids.
That's right.
Let's
That's
say
right.
Jason owns one of those cars with 19 seats in
It would
it.
have to have that.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and for whatever reason, it breaks down.
Oh, please. No, please
Wait,
don't.
well, and there's two kinds of breaking down. There's a breakdown where Jason plans on fixing it in a couple of weeks
Okay.
or a month, say.
Okay.
Then there's the broke down where the engine blew up, the transmission blew up, something blew up where you, for whatever reason, either it's an old car and you don't plan on fixing it. It's a car that you want to fix, but you don't have the money. So, but either way, let's call it the several months broken down car.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to drive because you just don't have the money
Yeah.
for an engine. You don't have the money for transmission.
Yeah. Big
You
cost,
don't have
sunk
the money to
cost.
fix it.
Yeah.
And your financial situation right now is such that it's not going to change in months.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
because Paul doesn't pay me. No.
Yeah, exactly. So what should you do? Well, first thing is I'm not going to pay 3, 4, even as much as $500 for a car with a blown engine because I'm not driving it, and
Yeah.
so I know that there's no reason to insure it.
You're talking about keeping the insurance on costs because the car is just kaput and so
Yeah,
sunk.
the blown
Yeah.
engine, and I can't fix it anytime soon. So
Sure,
I'm
and
not gonna pay.
if I'm saving up to repair it, I'm gonna need that. So I'll start. Now I'll
Right.
cut that expense and start packing back for it. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Okay, so your car's sitting, in your driveway. It doesn't work. It's inoperable. You've canceled your insurance,
Yep.
and now you get in a crash and you're hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and
S-
you don't
but
have
not in my
insurance.
vehicle. Someone else's.
You're in
'Cause
my car. You're in my
yeah.
car.
Okay. Okay.
You come
Yeah.
down to Tampa. You're in my car, and we
Okay.
get in a crash, and you go
Okay.
to ambulance or hospital, and your bills are $20,000, $30,000.
Hmm.
And you say, okay, Paul, I own a car, but it's inoperable. I live by myself, and no one is in the household with a car, and so I'm going to use, it's called host, HOST, host PIP. I'm going to use your PIP, the car I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So we say, okay, I don't even know who I have. I think Progressive. So you file a claim with Progressive and say, hey, I was in Paul's car, and I was hurt. I got an ambulance bill, a hospital bill, so I need $10,000 in PIP benefits.
They're not gonna want to pay.
Well, they're gonna say, well, what they're gonna do is,
Yeah.
I'm doing the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. DMV says, Jason, you own a
vehicle?
2020
Yeah.
Kia Sorento.
Yeah.
And they're
Don't
going to
you?
say, we're denying it. And you're going to say, well, I don't have insurance on my Kia Sorento. And they're going to say, that's your problem, not ours. Because if you own a car, you're required to have insurance. And you're going to say, well, it's inoperable. I have a blown engine.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now this is where the part of my job, the personal injury person comes in. They say, okay, well, how long has the engine been blown? 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever. Did you take it to a mechanic? I did. What did they say? They said I need a new engine. Okay, so there is a mechanism by which if you can truly prove that car
Mm-hmm.
is inoperable,
Right.
then you fill out an affidavit and it says basically that I own a car. At the time of the crash, I didn't have insurance, and I didn't have insurance because it was inoperable with a blown
Right.
engine.
Yeah.
And then you may or may not, a lot of people do not, have some type of documentation that they saved in the 4 or 5 or 6 months where they took it to a mechanic and got the diagnosis and the receipt saying you need an engine rebuild, $5,000. Most people throw it away, so they may or may not have that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If your vehicle is truly inoperable, then that's the way around the need for insurance.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But it's not easy.
Wow.
It's not easy because
Mm-mm.
my flux capacitor is not working, or
Right. Right.
my
Right.
brakes. I wasn't
The AC
driving.
went out and I can't
I
drive in it.
Well,
It's too
yeah,
hot.
my
Yeah.
AC went out, so I wasn't driving my
I
car
wasn't driving
because
it.
it
Yeah.
has mechanical issues.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's not inoperable.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that's very interesting.
But hold
What
on,
you?
I ain't done. Hold on, there's
Oh.
part. So
Okay.
if back to the public service announcement,
Yeah.
if you
Hmm.
truly have an inoperable car and you're not going to drive it, turn in your tag.
Hmm.
That's an easy one for the lawyer. Look, the car's inoperable. He turned in his tag, or she turned in her tag.
Okay. So it gives you a really like
Well, because
yeah.
you
Regardless of the
you
condition of the
can't drive a
vehicle.
car on the interstate or let's say the interstate, the roadways without a tag.
And would
And so
that be regardless of the condition of the vehicle?
Well, if you're not going to insure that vehicle and
Right.
you're not going to drive it,
Drive it.
yes,
Yeah.
turn in the
Okay.
tag.
Yeah. But like what you were saying earlier a moment ago, where if the
Mm.
vehicle can be proven to be inoperable, is that necessary? If like let's say the AC went out, and I'm like, I just don't have the money to fix the AC. It's an old
No,
clunker, and I let it sit
no,
there, and I turn the tag in. Does
but
that?
no. If you turn the tag in,
Yeah.
that is very helpful because it means I'm not driving this car.
Okay.
It's not registered any longer to be driven, and I'm
Okay.
not driving it on the roadways of Florida. Therefore, I don't have to have insurance.
Okay. So it's not a valid anchor point for your
Right.
insurance, so
Example,
they
let's just
use it.
say you
Mm.
own 400 acres up in Perry County, Florida, and you have a hunting cabin on it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have, I don't know, some pickup truck that you turned into a hunting truck,
Okay.
and you're only going to drive it around your 400 acres.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
well, you don't need that car registered to drive it on your own property or 400 acres, and you certainly don't need insurance.
Okay.
So, but that's rare, because if you
Right.
have 400 acres, you have enough money to buy insurance and a tag.
Yeah.
So bad example. But bottom line is,
But
let's not
technically
go on the,
correct.
the bell curve, the
Right. Right.
1%.
Right.
Let's stick in the middle,
Right.
where
Yeah. You're making it make sense though.
people will have a defect or some kind of mechanical defect,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they're just not driving the car, so they let the insurance lapse because I don't have two, three, $400. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
If you truly are not going to drive your car because whatever reason, and you're not going to have insurance, the safe bet is to turn in your tag.
Interesting. Interesting.
Because right now we've got a denial where when we're off the road, off the TV world here, I'm going to draft an affidavit for this woman who says the last time they drove her car for 4 or 5 different reasons was November 2025. Crash was in February. And then after the crash, the other car they had was totaled. And so they're going to fix this one with that money. And they started driving it again.
Okay.
But so far, the host PIP, the car she was in, is denying because she didn't live with a relative. She lived by herself.
That is, to me, it's fascinating, not to get down philosophy road or anything like that, but it would make sense to me that the hierarchy of which insurance you go to would be the one that you're involved with in the circumstance primary. And then if you don't have that, or it's not accessible, then do you have backup insurance for yourself that you could use, like your own vehicle? That, to the layman, to the guy on the outside looking in, like, to me that makes sense as like
All right, well, yeah. What Jason said is simply, if you're in, if you're not in your car, it shouldn't be primary. It should be a backup. That's not
yeah,
how it works. Well,
yeah,
let me ask you this. Here's a pop quiz. We've been doing this
okay,
show a long time. So,
yeah,
you're driving my car.
yes,
You
okay,
own a car.
yep,
You have insurance. You crash my car and you're at fault.
yep, okay.
Should your insurance be primary because you were at fault? Or should my insurance be primary because it was my car?
That's a tough question.
It's an easy one. It's either
Okay,
your insurance
yeah,
is responsible because you were driving,
yeah.
or my insurance is responsible because it was my car.
I personally think it should be your insurance on your car, and maybe don't let me borrow it. It's the take home, but I think that you're gonna say the way it works is that it's my insurance because I'm the driver, I'm the insured driver, but I'm insured under my car, so it comes under my car. Is that correct?
Well, you're right the first time, which I 100, it would be my car would be primary, which
Okay.
I 100% disagree with.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
the jackass that crashed,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
me. So
Right.
your insurance company, even though your car wasn't involved, in my opinion, should be
Yeah.
responsible.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I get
Well,
it. Yeah, you think
you know,
I should be responsible for letting an idiot drive my car, basically.
it it would clear this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would clear this up if maybe your driver's license had to be insured, not your tag,
Yeah, forget all that.
because like then it's like
There's a lot to
you,
it.
not
Yeah.
your car.
Well, that's again,
Yeah.
and not toot my own horn, but wonder why you need a lawyer
Man, yes.
when
Yes.
you get in a crash, because I'm telling you, that ain't even the tip of the iceberg
Yeah, no. No,
at
some of the
all.
stuff's very counterintuitive. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's very technical. But anyway, well, thank
Well,
you for
and
making
I got to
that
be
clear.
honest,
Or
and it makes no sense.
yeah, so I gotta say thanks for making that clear as mud.
Yeah, exactly. It's clear as mud. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
so if and we're talking $10,000 in benefits.
Yeah.
That's that's a lot of money that you may quote unquote leave on the table if you have that car that's sitting in your driveway that you've let the insurance lapse, and just because insurance is expensive and you don't
Yeah.
plan on driving it anytime soon.
Right.
If that's the case and you're truly not going to, just turn in your tag.
Yeah, like I could think of what this happened with my great grandmother, at that one point where the car is sitting there mostly unused and people are riding her around in different, vehicles to take her to the store for groceries or this or that and the other. And it's like, there is that point where, maybe she doesn't want to give her independence and doesn't want to let go of that last vestige and things like that. But it kind of makes sense. We ended up having to make that choice for her at a certain point, but she was a doll and actually gave the car to me to come down here to Florida way, way, way,
Yeah.
way, way back.
And look, as long as you keep
Yeah,
insurance on the car, whether it's inoperable
that's
or
true too.
not, then this whole podcast is a waste of time.
Also true. Also true.
But
Yeah.
it's when you stop
Yeah.
paying the insurance
Right.
because of whatever reason,
Right.
that becomes the issue. And just because
That makes
Granny,
sense.
if you have an operable vehicle in her driveway that can literally be driven on the roadway, just because she's not driving it anymore because she's 85 years old,
Mm-hmm.
that's not enough. You
Yeah.
if that car can be driven,
Mm-hmm.
then you need insurance. If Granny is
Yeah.
not going to drive it, and like I said, she just wants to keep it, well,
Right.
then you need to have insurance or turn in the tag.
Yeah, because anybody that she's riding with, if there's ever an
Well,
accident,
anybody,
she'll get denied.
anybody. It's just,
Yeah.
oh, I don't plan on driving it. Oh, there's an emergency. I'm going to drive it. Well, I haven't driven it for a year. That's why I didn't have insurance. Well, you drove it when you crashed,
Yeah.
going to the hospital.
We love you, Grandma. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So,
That
and
makes perfect
again,
sense. Yeah.
old baseball coach of mine, and this is you guys should use this out in TV land. You know what? There's always a reason. There's never an excuse.
Hmm.
Yeah, people will give you a reason for why certain
Mm.
behavior or certain acts were done, but
Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily excuse them.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. We're
Yeah,
only
so
justified in
I
Jesus.
would I might get a tattoo. There's always a
Yeah,
reason, never an excuse.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think your tattoo would probably say "only justified through Jesus."
I would get one of Millie.
Yeah.
But I do have my
Oh
law
man.
school tattoos, the school of the Lady Justice with the money bags up here, green money bags, and down here the words ethics.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
they
right.
got away better, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And funny,
Yeah.
Phil Smith drew that up in 1993 at a Hooters in Houston, Texas, off of I don't know if it's I-59 or Highway 59, but yeah, we were there so often. We're done with the little other thing. We were there so often, the girls there didn't believe we were in law school. we sat there once we got done. What do you guys do? You never work. You're always here. We're in law school. And they're like, no way. You can't be in law school as often as you're in here drinking. Till you got to crawl out of here.
That's a lot of unsweet tea to drink,
Dude,
Paul.
it was yeah, it was hilarious. They literally just were dumbfounded when we
That's
told
wild.
them that. That's
That's
pretty funny.
wild.
Now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one didn't make the book, but maybe the second version.
Yeah.
But
Hey, you
actually, I take that
did you
back.
take some?
Wait a minute, hold on. I have the book. I think there is a picture of us at Hooters in here.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, you got it behind you. Let me see
Yeah,
here.
let me look.
There's the crew. Let's see here. There's law school.
You know,
Yeah, that was Mardi
dude,
Gras. Do you
this is
see
great.
one?
No, I see a bunch of
Oh,
other
here it is.
pictures.
I don't know if you can see it.
People passed out on tables and stuff. What in the world? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at Hooters.
Ye Motley Crew. That's cool, dude. That's cool.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Did you take a bunch of those books to the oh, you were going to an event. And you had Crystal get a bunch, like 50 of them or something. Did you take
Oh
them?
yeah, the
Or was it
National
fun?
Meat Day.
Yes. Yeah.
Over at the church.
Meat Day. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we passed them out. It was cool.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
people wanted to autograph, and it was fun.
That's awesome.
It's always fun.
Yeah, fun times.
But yeah, it was a good cause for different charities in the area, and so yes, I did. It was cool.
Very cool. Very
All right,
cool.
well, listen, I've got to draft an affidavit,
And I have to hit the road.
So go ahead and take us out of here.
You
Now,
got
let's see. What is today's date? The
it is the 17th.
17th. So, all right. Well, I got a few more, but I'm having surgery May 7th. So you'll
Okay.
probably be dealing with Ryan or nobody for
Okay.
a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
All right, then.
I'll
Bye-bye,
take us.
TV land.
There you go.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.